top news headlines. CM interacted with officials of Revenue and Forest Department at CM Secretariat. And RIMS X-ray technician and Samrendra Singh suspended. Hello, good evening. You're watching Pony TV English News. I'm Christina and now the news in detail. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh today interacted with officials of Revenue and Forest Department at CM Secretariat to discuss issues regarding implementation of the provisions of the Manipuri Land, Revenue and Land Reforms Act 1960. The interaction program was attended by Chief Secretary Dr. Rajesh Kumar, Additional Chief Secretary V. Vunlunmang, Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Dr. A.K. Joshi, Commissioner Water Resources T. Ranjit, Secretary Revenue Namoyjam Kheda Varda, Deputy Commissioner, Subdivisional Officers, Sub-Deputy Collectors and Mandals, among others. During the interaction program, the Chief Minister stated that government officials do not belong to any particular community. Rather, they are obligated to serve the general public regardless of race or religions. He asks all officials to work honestly and transparently to save the state's forests and paddy areas. N. Biren Singh emphasized the importance of the concerned officials to make the public aware of certain acts implemented to conserve the forest and agricultural lands. Manipur, being a small landlocked state prone to landslides and floods, must save its paddy land and increase its production in order to become self-sufficient. He continued that there are cases of overlapping land jurisdiction between the Revenue and Forest Departments, as well as dark cheetahs on reserve forest areas, and voiced concern that such actions would hinder the state's development by causing animosity among the people. He urged the officials to correct any previous wrong deeds so that our valuable forests and agricultural land might be rescued in a timely manner. Some officials also shared the thoughts and ideas on how to successfully apply the relevant acts in order to protect forests and agricultural land. They also discussed the difficulties they had while performing their duties.
Laibak si macet aman nungsi daripada sini dah ina hari saya. Koi laibak koi jati tungda horak kadaruba mirun je masih macet aman nungsi daripada hari ini dah. Ngaki aigi yumma masahau naba ngaki aigi karama lehau naba ngaki aigi isa thabak hapau naba nupi sana siau naba ina kan loina kana raga thabak tor dikrai digi yani. Manipur gilam di pisat pi forest ki kangbuna reserve forest amadi protected forest kun daba tai sokata mate mai khullo.
After CSO stormed RIMS to protest the beating of MMWO ex-president, an X-ray technician named N. Samrendra Singh was suspended. A disciplinary proceeding against N. Samrendra Singh has been halted and suspended with immediate effect. According to an order signed by RIMS Deputy Director K. Dongal, the injunction also ordered that he should not leave his in-file headquarters without first receiving authorization during the suspension time. A team of Kangpokpi police have apprehended 3 prime suspects in connection with the killing of Nafai village chief along with 3 SBBL guns yesterday. The 3 suspects have been identified as Jamlal Kongsai, age 40, Tangkohau Kongsai, age 37, and Paumang Kongsai, age 36. A thorough investigation has also been initiated. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh congratulated the efficient team of Kangpokpi police on successfully arrested the prime suspects within a very short period of time. He said such heinous crime will not tolerate at all. Chief Engineer of Public Works Department PWD Kurizam Temba has categorically stated that construction of permanent RCC drain on either side of National Highway 37 in Faljeribam Road straits from Oriental College Gate area up to Kumbong is devoid of proper planning. He opined that stopping the project from progressing would be a better move. The project is being implemented by NHIDCL, a public undertaking of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway, Government of India along the Imphal-Jiribam Highway, which is considered as the second lifeline of Manipur. Speaking to the press while inspecting the project, KH Temba continued that the RCC drain should have been constructed on the edge of right-of-way ROW available and not otherwise, saying that the drain, however, affects a large portion of road areas as it leads about 7 to 8 meters on either side. The chief engineer asked whether the abandoned area can still be used for any specific purpose, continuing that the highway stretch from Oriental College and Kaitilmanbi needs to be developed as a four-lane road as the same is very blocked. Temba said the current drain construction work may hinder future projects. He opined that the implementation of RCC drain construction is improper and it would be better to stop the project from progressing any further. The Indian Election Commission announced the date for the election to the post of President of India today. On July 18, a presidential election will be placed with the results being announced on July 21. The election results will be counted in New Delhi. Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar said that a total of 4,809 electors will vote in the presidential elections in 2022. And that no political party will be able to issue a whip to its members. The Polls Commission also announced that current President Ramnath Kovind's term will expire on July 24, necessitating a presidential election before that day. The Poll Commission stated that while the COVID-19 pandemic is not as bad as it once was, strict COVID protocols will have to be followed during the presidential elections. The President of India is chosen by members of the Electoral College consisting of elected members on both houses of parliament as well as elected members of legislative assemblies from all the states, including the National Capital Territory of Delhi and the Union Territory of Pondicherry. Nominated members of the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha as well as state legislatures are not eligible to be included in the Electoral College and hence are not allowed to vote in the election. Time for a short break. Stay tuned for more updates. Welcome after the break. As a part of War on Drugs 2.0, Manipur police have seized drugs in various parts of Manipur. Imphal West police apprehended 2 drug smugglers from North AOC who have been identified as T. Paulenlal Haukip, age 24 of Tribong Village, Churachandpur district, and Jangkulen Haukip, age 27 of Monjang Village, Chapikarong, Chandel. From their position, 36 numbers of soap cases containing suspected heroin powder weighing around 460 grams have been recovered. Another team of Infal West have arrested one drug smuggler who is identified as MD Abdul Ghaffar, age 35, of Kwakta, Sevla, from North AOC, along with approximately 30,000 WY tablets. MD Abdul Ghaffar disclosed that the recovered WY tablets were supposed to be delivered to one MD Itabi of Kwakta, who is currently residing in Guwahati. Meanwhile, More police personnel, while performing regular patrolling near Sunrise Ground, saw a man coming towards More in a Kenbo bite. He was instructed to stop, but he quickly ran away towards Tamu site in the dark, leaving a bag behind. The patrolling team have recovered nearly 1 lakh WY tablets from the bag. As a part of War on Drugs 2.0 initiated by Manipur government, a team of NAP-PS conducted surprise checking of suspected persons at Kwakta and neighboring areas. In that, one woman, namely Linay Kim alias Kim Neo Kipgan, age 30, wife of Letkolal alias Lalboy Kongsai of Langhoy Bank, PO and PS Churachandpur, was arrested from a place near Kwakta Bazaar at 3:30 p.m. with the recovery and seizure of 50 soap cases containing suspected heroin powder weighing about 651 grams that value about rupees 13 lakhs at local market. Preliminary verification reveals that the drugs came from More and delivered to another person in Churachandpur. The arrested person collected the drugs from Churachandpur to deliver at Kwakta area. A case has been registered at NAP-PS for further investigation. 44 Assam Rifles under the aegis of Headquarter 22 Sector IGAR East conducted renaming ceremony of its post from Akui to Kahulong COB in presence of locals today. As a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the road was repaired in collaboration with Sivalaya Construction Company and shall east access to medical and other facilities available at the COB for the locals. To commemorate the occasion, a road connecting security post to National Highway 137 as Sauria Part was also inaugurated by the commandant of the battalion. A Savdharam special prayer session was organized by religious teachers of all the religions. The newly constructed and repaired part is named as Sauria Part, honoring the valor and bravery of its soldiers. On this occasion, tree plantation was also carried along the Sauria Path by locals and soldiers. The Kakulong AR post in Tamenglong has been established since 1968. However, even after decades of bifurcation of village Kakulong from Akui village, it was still being called Akui Post. This created confusion among travelers and tourists crossing this place. Hence, to avoid misinformation, the Kahulong village authorities formally requested AR to change the name of this security post to Kahulong COB. The Akui village authorities also gave their no objection to rename the presence post to Kahulong COB. A Jansuraksha meeting with locals was also conducted by the battalion. During the meeting, the commandant and the company commander Kahulong Post highlighted the presence, security scenario and coordination aspect with security forces and locals, along with method of exchange of information regarding activities of anti-social elements. Various issues related to security, education, job opportunities, health, social awareness, and government schemes were discussed with the villagers. The commandant thanked all the locals for their continuous support and contribution in various activities undertaken by the battalion. Village chairmen and local attending the conference appreciated the efforts of 44 Assam Rifles in the area and affirmed their support and commitment in all future endeavors. The Delhi police have charged suspended BJP spokesperson Nupur Sharma, Naveen Jindal, journalist Sabah Naqvi, All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin Amint Chief Asaduddin Owaisi, and priest Yati Narsingh Hanant Saraswati in 2 cases involving derogatory remarks about Prophet Muhammad and alleged social media head. Nupur Sharma was charged with making insulting remarks during a TV debate last month, and an FIR was filed against her today. According to a Delhi police officer, Jindal Naqvi, OIC, Saraswati and others were named in a separate FIR after an examination of their controversial statements on social media. The remarks triggered a diplomatic spate with countries in West and Southeast Asia condemning them. Following great outrage, the BJP removed Nupur Sharma as a spokesperson and expelled Jindal. Kuwait, Qatar, and Iran have all summoned Indian embassies to express their displeasure with the statements. Deputy Police Commissioner KPS Malhotra said some notices have been sent to the social media intermediaries. He added the investigating team is in the process of sending more notices to seek details from other social media entities. Malhotra said more names may be added to the FIRs as they proceed in their investigation. The investigators said they will also analyze social media posts made in the past with the potential to incite communal hatred and disturb peace and tranquility in cyberspace and society. Before we end up the bulletin, let's look to the headlines once again. Chief Minister interacted with officials of Revenue and Forest Department at CM Secretariat. And RIMS X-ray technician and Samrendra Singh suspended. That's the end of today's bulletin. Thanks for watching.